I get my summers off?
I get off whenever I want. I can get my summer off
Is that
too.
what you do? Is that what you do?
Yep.
Hey, retro lovers! Welcome to the Nostalgia Junkies podcast, where we talk all about pop culture, retro toy collecting, and nostalgia. And now, here are your hosts, Alex and Brandon.
So I'm Alex, and this is Brandon, and we're a Nostalgia Junkie, and we're going to be sitting here talking a little bit about retro toys, nostalgia, and all that pop culture lifestyle.
Dude, I'm so excited. How long have we been talking about doing this?
It's probably, almost a year, maybe a little over now at this point?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm glad I found the right person to do it with. It's going to be a good time.
Hey, man, dude, the way that we met was kind of crazy, too. Like, we were just a few years apart in high school, just never really crossed paths, and then now in adulthood, we became pretty good friends.
Yeah, all because I opened a store.
And then I bought things from you.
Yeah, so I own a shop called Retro Junk here in Manchester, Connecticut, and I pretty much handle anything nostalgic, man. Anything that makes you feel good from your childhood. So, toys, action figures, video games.
Well, it's funny because like you walk into the store and then you see something. It's like, man, I think I know what this is from. You start talking with Brandon, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a Happy Meals toy that came out in like 1997. It's like, oh shoot, I had this in the entire line, and then you end up buying the entire toy line from him.
That's how I kept him coming back. Both him and his wife, actually. So, yeah, it's definitely hard to stay away from once you start.
And like it's crazy because you start finishing a line and then you have to start a new line. So it's like I think at this point I've pretty much collected the entire Street Sharks line, and I've been opening up to Power Rangers and Transformers now.
Yeah, it's literally nonstop. My biggest thing for me personally is Ninja Turtles, and then it just branches from there. It's so random. Anything 80s, 90s, just so much stuff. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sickness. It's a blessing and a curse.
Oh, no doubt. And I'm into the video game side of things too, but I think I much prefer the toys and old school TV shows and stuff. But if I had to pick video game wise, it would probably be like N64 era and like Game Boy Color. Those are probably my two.
Oh, dude, I remember the Game Boy Advance just so vividly. Just I think my hand just automatically go to the hand position as I'm talking about it. Like my hand just go to like Game Boy Advance. Hands, just do your thing.
Pretty much. But yeah, you're a little younger, so
Mhm.
I started with my Game Boy Color and Pokemon Red that I bought from KB Toys. RIP.
Oh.
But yes, sir.
But yeah. So we're here tonight, and what are we talking about tonight?
Well, so for those of you that don't know, we're gonna pretty much run the gambit from toys to TV shows to movies to music. Pretty much, like we said, anything nostalgic. So for our first episode, we're gonna start with our top 10.
Disney Channel TV shows. And I'll be honest, I know we were kind of discussing some shows the other day, and we realized that one of our favorite shows that we'll talk about in a little bit ended up not being a Disney Channel original series.
That's correct. It was ABC, which is owned by Disney. So in a way, it's kind of Disney, but it didn't originally air on Disney. They just played reruns of it.
Exactly. It's funny when you texted that to me. I'm like, no, it's a Disney Channel show, and I had to go back and I actually looked at it, and I didn't realize that not only did it do the reruns on Disney Channel, but that first season aired on Fox and WB.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yep, multi-network.
Wow.
And then TGIF.
Oh, I was born like right at the end, or like I was like right at the end of TGIF because I remember the Sunday night Disney Channel movies on ABC Family or ABC.
Yes, those were wonderful, wonderful world of Disney.
That's what it was. You go right from AFV into Disney Channel movies.
Oh,
Disney movies.
another rip. Bob Saget.
Oh,
Damn.
dude.
Starting to
Alfonso Ribero's doing a good job though with AFV.
Yeah, Carlin's all right.
Yeah,
He's no Bob.
He won't do the dance anymore.
He's no
but
Bob though.
No one's ever gonna fill Bob's shoes.
But anyways,
Yeah.
so let's get right into these.
Yeah, so I did take a little bit of some liberties with things where like I was thinking about Disney Channel shows, but a lot of my formative years with Disney Channel, there wasn't just Disney Channel, there was also Toon Disney, Disney XD, there was Jetix, which were all just offshoots of Disney Channel. So some of mine will be from a Disney XD, but I mean they're still Disney
That's
Channel
fine.
series.
And some of mine, Alex won't remember because he's a baby, and I'm an old man.
Hey man, I'm on the underside of 30 right now. It's great. I got one more year to go.
I'll be 35.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, so do you want what was your number 10 out of your top 10 for
We're
Disney
gonna start
Channel?
with me. My number 10 is Jesse.
Really?
Yep.
Man, you're talking about being so old, then you go for the Debbie Ryan hit.
Yeah, yeah. It's dude, I think I'm really a comedy guy in general.
Okay.
And I think those kids are hilarious on that show.
They were so great. I like the dynamic that they had, just like all the kids and the adoption. Like it was such like an uncut and just like untapped market
Yeah.
that it was just really good. I will say I was a little sad. I love Charles Eston,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like from what he did on Whose Line Is It Anyway, and then when he was in Jesse, it was great. I just wish there was a little bit more of him.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree there at all, for sure. They definitely did him dirty.
They did. But you know what? I mean, the focus was on the kids. It's exactly what they did. It was all about Jessie and her southern ways, adjusting to the big city, and they did a really good job with it. I think Debbie Ryan was a perfect casting for that.
Yeah, no doubt. I I don't know who else I would would put in that role, to be honest with you.
No, but I feel like that's the way a lot of the Disney Channel shows did is like they took like a guest star or a co-starring character that just wasn't like the main title, and then they gave them their own shows. The way that Disney just kind of evolved their actors and actresses,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I think that they definitely beat Nickelodeon on that front.
I can't argue with you there. I
Yeah,
definitely say
I mean,
that. Yeah.
Like I'll say Nickelodeon did a really good job. If you look, like we had all that, which then built up Amanda Bynes, it built up Keenan Thompson, which then we had the Keenan and Kel show. We had Good Burger movie.
Yeah.
There was some really good growth, but Disney just they did a better job of
Disney
not.
pumped them out. They
Well, yeah, but then they also kept them in the family as they became adults.
Right, right, exactly.
Which, like, I'll talk about that more when we get into my list, because it's like there's one show that's on my list that it is just like the alumni of Disney Channel.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that being said, let's hear your number 10.
So my number 10, it was a show that was on before I was even born, ran for 4 seasons, and just it came and went. Had the one of the best intro songs, DuckTales.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
Who
Huey,
doesn't love
Dewey,
DuckTales?
Louie, and Scrooge McDuck. I mean, you can't do any better. And I mean, so like Brandon knows, I am a huge Transformers fan. Like it is an illness, the amount of Transformers that I have in this house.
Especially now.
Oh God, you keep buying them, and then I keep buying them from you.
Yes, that's how it happens.
Listen, I love my wife. My wife is such a good sport with all of it. But I didn't realize this. I mean, I knew I recognized the voice watching the show, and I went back and watched a few episodes of these shows that we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Frank Welker, Megatron, Soundwave. He was in DuckTales.
Really? Who? I don't know.
He was Big Time Beagle. He was the one that led the little gang, and I'm like, I never knew that as a kid.
Oh, and he plays so many roles. But yeah, I never knew. I didn't know that either.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that either.
I know. It was just it was so good. So you know what I always confuse DuckTales with, and I know people are gonna hate me for saying this. Tailspin.
I mean, there's ducks in both.
I know. And well, it's like we
Lot
had
of
what
ducks.
Launchpad McQuack or
Yeah, yeah.
and it seems like it went both sides. Every time I see him, I think he's from Tailspin, not thinking that Tailspin's about Baloo.
Yes. Yep. Baloo is the main character.
It's like the biggest Mandela effect that I have. It's like seeing
I guess it would
characters and-
classify as that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
But you want to move on to number 9?
Let's do it. You start with your number 9.
So number 9, I don't know if you're gonna remember, but it's the Hutch Dano and Adam Hicks show, Zeke and Luther.
Have I heard of it? Yes. Have I ever watched it? No, I have not.
So one of the things that I also loved about this, I was a big Ned's Declassified fan from Nickelodeon, and if you remember the character Cookie, played by Daniel Curtis Lee, he played Kojo, which was like the kind of antithesis to Zeke and Luther on Zeke and Luther.
Okay.
They were all skateboarders. They all kind of like they got along. And there was like that animosity, but he was like their villain. But I mean, kind of like I guess it was like a kid's version of a stoner comedy. That's kind of the show was. It was like if you watch
Maybe I should watch it.
you really should, dude. Like I know, like you've seen Letterkenny, right?
Oh, yeah. Love it.
So Zeke and Luther were like Riley and Jonesy if they were skateboarders.
Oh, God. Okay.
But like take that, but put it at a Disney Channel level.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll
And
definitely check it out.
It was pretty good. I mean, it was sad. I mean, Hutch Dano was really good. Adam Hicks was really good. He went on to do the movie Lemonmouth after that.
Yep, yep.
And then I think it was last year or 2 years ago, he got arrested for armed robbery. He's gonna do 5 years in jail now.
Oh man.
So
Them child
I guess
actors.
he is the Amanda Bynes of the Disney Channel.
There's probably more than one. I
Yeah,
can't think of any off the top of my head, but
and there are a couple that like I don't want to say that they didn't break bad, but like they just like sharp
What
left
about-
turn to kind of break that Disney Channel
I
like
mean
mojo. Miley Cyrus.
Goldberg from Mighty Ducks.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, yeah, we won't get into it, but
No.
he's in rough shape. Anyways, so my number 9, you're probably gonna get mad because I think it's probably pretty high on your list. Kim Possible.
Oh, you're killing me. You are killing me.
I mean, there's a lot of Disney shows, so technically this whole top 10 is like high class shows.
Yeah. No, there
Because
was
there's so many that they pumped out. But yeah, Kim Possible. It's one of the ones I tend to gravitate more towards the live action Disney shows
Okay.
over a lot of the cartoons.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't not like Kim Possible.
No,
I mean, Christy Carlson Romano and Will Friedle.
dude, I'm gonna kind of show my hand here, but I have a list. It's Christy Carlson Romano, I can't say his name. Will Friedle, John DiMaggio, Kristen Storm. We had Nicole Sullivan. There was Raven Simone,
Yep.
Patrick Warburton, Ryder Storm, Taj Mowry. These are all like not just like one-off characters. These are recurring characters on almost an episodic basis.
Yes, and yeah, all-star voiceover actors for
You know
for
who
that whole
Kristen Storm
show.
is, right?
Yeah, Xenon.
I was gonna say I thought I had him there on that one. I thought I had him there on that one. I didn't realize that Ryder Storm played the
Ryder
boyfriend to her.
Strong.
Strong. Gosh, I'm combining names over here. Yeah, no, that was such a good show.
Yeah, I didn't know Ryder had a part in it, to be honest with you.
I didn't know until today.
But yeah, so Kim Possible. That was another one that me and my younger brother are 8 years apart, so that's another one that we would watch together. So that's a cool little thing.
It was a good show. It was a good show.
Who doesn't love a good naked mole rat?
The Naked Mole Rat Rap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that either. Feel free. You're the musician.
I'm good. I'm good.
You'll definitely probably hear us singing at some point, but I'm not gonna sing no mole rap.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I was just thinking about this, like, one of the defining qualities of a lot of these Disney Channel shows is their theme songs were a bop.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, they easily get stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move on to
Yeah.
number 8, and I'm gonna hit you with we talked about this yesterday in the car.
Oh yeah.
Good Luck Charlie
Oh,
is my number 8.
that was again a great show.
So good
show.
for like later years. I mean, I'm pretty old when that show came out, but it was still entertaining to me.
2010, to 2014.
Yeah. It was still a very entertaining show. The whole cast is hilarious. Once again, the comedy theme with me. I was telling you how the mom was like my favorite character. The mom and the dad, but
I know the
so
dad
hilarious.
The dad was the best on that show.
yeah, and I reminded you that he was in American Pie as the big beefy. Yeah,
He was in so much. I got to be honest. When I was listing out all the shows today, I was rattling like 18 to 20 of them off the top of my head. Forgot to list Good Luck Charlie.
Oh man.
I know, that's the thing. Like we were talking about, like there are so many good shows that it's hard to do just a top 10.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like when you were saying you gravitated towards more of the live action. I was realizing that I was pretty heavy on my list with the animated and the
Were you?
cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was what I enjoyed when I was a kid. I really loved cartoons. But when I was making the top 10, I was trying to stay like 50-50 cartoon and live action.
Okay.
Just because it's like, I didn't want to do a heavy. I mean, I could do probably a top 15 just cartoon wise.
Dude, the only cartoon I have on my list is Kim Possible.
And you put it so low.
Yeah.
You put it so low. Dang. Christy Carlson Romano's she's not gonna be happy with you.
She will be later in the list.
Oh, okay. Okay. So here I'll do my number 8. Recess.
Ooh, One Saturday Morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great show.
It was a phenomenal show.
Spinelli.
And it's like I was thinking about like Spinelli. There was TJ, and like it was funny because like I remember as a kid just like resonating with TJ and the gang and like Mikey like walking around. I was kind of like the awkward kid.
Yeah.
So like Mikey was my
The
jam.
big goofball, yeah.
Oh yeah. And remember King Bob? like
Oh
just
my
like the literal king of the hill.
Yeah.
But I remember just like resonating with like TJ and Mikey,
Just
and I was thinking about it, and now I'm a teacher, and I gotta tell you, Finster and Principal Prickly, I understand them so much
oh
more
my
now.
god. No doubt. That kid used to piss me off though.
Randall, the little rat kid.
I thought it was Finster.
No, Finster was the teacher. She was the one that was like the ugly Miss Frizzle.
Oh. Yes, ugly Miss Frizzle.
But
Yes.
you know where they lost me? And like I remember seeing, like I remember watching this. I wanted to go see this. Was the first thing. I was one of the first kids to see it. The movie,
Never
Recess
saw
School's Out for the summer. It was like supposed to be like the seasonal break between when they were in fourth grade and fifth grade, and did this whole movie about them going home for summer. And I guess the one of the teachers or people that Prickly and Finster knew ended up becoming Secretary of Education for the country, and decided to create this weather machine at this school that would just create eternal winter, and the kids would no longer have recess outside. Which
Lame. I'm glad I never saw it.
it honestly, like,
Terrible plot.
and they did kind of like it was supposed to be like an aliens with the tractor beam type of thing. And I gotta be honest, they lost me. I was a kid. The movie came out in 2001. I was like 8 years old, and I'm like, but if it's snowing outside,
You're not gonna be at school.
we're not gonna be at school. Like the whole plot of the movie just didn't make sense.
Stupid.
But like Principal Prickly like ended up being like this like pretty much a badass. He was just like fighting people, punching people in the face, and I'm like, okay, Principal, I see you now. Yeah, that was my number 8.
Yeah, I have no input on that one. Just 'cause, well, the movie because I never saw it. But
I mean, they had good cross section of people like Corn Chip Girl.
oh yeah, Corn Chip Girl. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, no, the hustler kid just like dealing stuff out on the.
Yeah.
There is some good people. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. My number 7,
hmm
Phil of the Future.
Good show.
Good show.
It's a solid show. It's not in my top 10, but it's a solid pick.
See, I loved it. I remember in fourth grade, I remember my teacher was telling me that there's gonna be a new show on Disney Channel. I guess someone that she knew
Worked on
who
it.
Ricky Ullman was or worked on it, because she was talking about like what the show was gonna be and like the whole plot of the show, and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
She knew like
And,
way too much about it.
Yeah,
Like,
my fourth grade teacher literally instead of teaching was talking to us about this show. By the way, which I'm like, as a teacher, I'm like, I see that, I understand that, I know the rants that happen in the classroom.
got to
sometimes.
connect with the kids, man.
Exactly. It was the Disney Channel and the show that was going to come out under a different name than she told us. But she it was Phil of the Future. And
well, for those viewers that don't know, aren't familiar with Phil of the Future, give a little summary of the plot.
So Phil and his family, his mom, his dad, and his sister were going on a time traveling vacation in the future from the year 2121, and they end up getting trapped in the 2004. It was
That range, yeah.
It was like the mid 2000s, and they get stuck there, and they have to now live there. The time machine broke down. The time machine was just like a random RV.
Yes, exactly.
But I think one of the funniest points of the show was when they went to like the prehistoric era and picked up a caveman.
Yes, they did.
The caveman, the actor who played the caveman, also played the principal.
Yes,
so they
did.
They looked real similar.
Wasn't the whole thing pretty much the principal like having a clue that they were from the future, but
like,
he always
it out.
Yeah.
It was just like real interesting, like the whole thing that was going on and like how they went back and forth. That's when I was looking more into the principal because I always think that JP Minot, who plays the principal, is the dean from Community, because they're both like 5'6", skinny and bald, so they look exactly
similar.
the same.
Yep.
But you know what animated show he went on to do after that? Like right on the tails of Phil of the Future?
I don't.
Emperor's New School.
Really?
Yep.
What was he in that?
He played Cusco, so instead of David Spade, they had him. But,
okay.
And I was looking at this, and like I remember watching that show, and remember how Kronk in Emperor's New Groove had the Squirrel Scouts or the chipmunk kids? It was a lot of his story was about him leading that group, doing the squeaky squeaky.
All right.
Yeah. Little tangent there, but
love it though. Connect the dots, man. There's a lot of crossover, you know, actors and actresses that did so many, not only Disney roles, but just roles in general with a bunch of different networks, which is kind of cool. So we are on 7, right?
Yep, number 7.
My number 7 is Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Wow, also lower than my listings.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. Once again, comedy, right up my alley again. I already loved what are their Dylan
Dylan
and Cole
Cole and Sprouse.
Sprouse from Big Daddy, so which was incredible as well. Um, but a big thing about Zach and Cody was my brother's name is Zach, and his best friend was Cody growing up.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was
Yeah.
another like tie-in
Mhm.
from the show, and another one we used to watch together. So it's cool.
Nice. Oh, that was a good show. That had a great cast. I mean, Ashley Tisdale and Brenda Song. Like if you didn't like really know who they were at that point in Disney Channel, 'cause, like I
Yeah, yeah,
think they had a few like on and off again roles, but that was like their big breakout. And then
huge. Yeah,
Ashley Tisdale went on to a High School Musical after that, I believe.
yes, she did.
Yeah.
And Brenda Song was in a handful of like Disney Channel original movies.
What was
And
the Warrior one that she was in right after that?
Brenda Song.
Yeah,
I mean, what was the full name of that?
you know what I'm talking about.
I do, but it's gonna
Y-
bother
y'all
me.
y'all can Google it because it's not gonna come to our brains.
It probably will,
Like,
but
yeah, it'll
when we
come
get to
with
number like
2.
3, yeah,
Yeah. But I think we were talking about this the other day. Like it was interesting, like the way that Disney kind of like built up some of their actors and actresses, because like the role of London Tipton that Brenda Song played was originally what Ashley Tisdale auditioned for, and the producers of the show really liked what Ashley Tisdale did, so they wrote her the role of Maddie. That way, she could kind of be the complement to London Tipton's character.
yeah, and it added a huge, great element to the show because without her,
There
it
wouldn't be
would
the love
something would
interest
have been
for
missing for sure.
exact. Think about like wasn't it Zach who was always in love with Maddie,
Yeah, yeah,
and like you wouldn't have that love interest without that.
dude, I love all the supporting characters. I love Esteban and
God, I forgot about Esteban,
yeah, and
Arwen,
Arwen and
Mr.
Mr.
Mosby.
Mosby. Yep, yep. All they're all so good.
Yeah, they are.
Even the mom, I forget her name.
Carrie,
Is it Carrie?
Carrie Martin,
Yeah, yes.
and then I will say because I watched Zach Sweet Life of Zach
I
and
thought
Cody,
another one too. Yeah.
and then it went on to Sweet Life on Deck.
Yep.
And I like that was such a cool premise for me. Like I loved that. And I was like, oh, okay, I vibe with this. I vibe with this.
Yeah, for sure.
And then what bothered me though is like maybe it's also like, my mom is a single mom. She was an independent woman. And I really respected Carrie Martin for that.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
especially because they did so many episodes of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody where their dad would come back and he would kind of just be like the same jerk that he was when the mom like left him.
Yeah, pretty much.
But then it's like all of a sudden, instead of like developing that love relationship with Arwen that they had when they did Sweet Life on Deck, they just kind of like put that under the carpet, and then she was back together with the dad.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's
weird.
just like, oh,
And
all that plot development, all that character growth
they
gone.
just killed it. Yeah.
hmm
And then the other character that I totally forgot about was who was the maid, the lady who plays Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Story.
Oh,
Estelle something? Is that her name?
Estelle Getty,
Estelle Harris?
Estelle something.
Anyways.
It'll come back to us later.
But yeah, the voice of Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Story was the maid.
What was that number?
That was
7?
7, yeah.
Okay, number 6.
Can you guess? No, you can't guess. My number 6 is That's So Raven.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. One, dude, as you can see, I'm sticking with the comedy theme for pretty much my whole list.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I guess a majority of the Disney shows kind of lean towards comedic, anyways.
Yeah, they were all kind of comedies.
But yeah, That's So Raven. I mean, it's a great premise. It's been done before, but seeing into the future, predicting what's going to happen. Once again, I'm not the biggest fan of Raven, but like as a whole. So a lot of the supporting characters are who I liked. Corey was great, of course, and then he got his own spin-off.
Yeah.
The dad, the parents are great, and Eddie. You gotta,
Yeah.
But
Eddie
yeah,
and Chelsea.
yeah. I mean, Raven was probably my least favorite character on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was kind of gosh, I know my wife and I have talked about this like with like New Girl. Like the whole purpose of like the show is to like be about this central character, but there's so much character development around the supporting cast that they just kind of run away with the show. And I feel like that's So Raven did a really good job with that.
Yeah, no, they certainly did. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why.
Did you watch the reboot of the show at all?
I did not. No. Oh, Raven's Home.
Is that what it was called?
Raven. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, but
and,
honestly,
her son Booker has the new the power.
Yes, that's correct.
And I
And
thought it was an interesting dynamic between Booker and his twin sister. I watched about a season and a half of this show.
yeah, apparently.
Yeah, no, I listen. Like when you got nothing to do in the summer as a teacher, you just binge watch shows and stuff.
Hey, you don't have to explain yourself, bud.
Yeah, okay.
You can watch Raven's Home. It's all right.
Listen, I liked it. It was good. It was a good show.
Your number 6.
Well, That's the Raven was a better show, but
They hardly ever is the reboot better than the original. So.
Oh. Yeah. So my number 6, Gargoyles. Loved Gargoyles. Such a good
these
show.
guys.
Such a good show. And again, stacked voice acting cast. Frank Welker, Keith David, Ed Asner.
I knew Ed Asner was in it.
Yeah, just a great cast. I mean, I thought it was a really good way for Disney to capitalize upon like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like fandom at the time. I think it came out a little late to like really grab it because like Turtles
Came out
was
in like 94, 95, right?
yeah, like Turtles, what was it, 89?
88, yeah.
88? Yeah, sorry, I'm not a Turtles fan, but not a diehard.
What a loser.
You know all about that, don't you?
I love turtles.
Yeah.
I like turtles.
But again, like even their guest starring cast on Gargoyles was awesome. Like Tom Wilson, Biff from Back to the Future,
Yeah.
Clancy Brown again. Like they just kept coming back. Like it was just, and I mean Clancy Brown has just that iconic voice.
This guy did his research.
I did do my research.
He's got a whole notebook. He's a prepared one.
I'm good. I got my stuff. Like
Apparently, he's got content for days over here.
one of us has to be prepared.
I'm always prepared.
Listen, I don't get to sit and stare at this stuff all day because I don't own a shop. I have to sit and stare at students and teach math.
Whose fault is that?
I get my summers off.
I get off whenever I want. I can get my summer off too.
Is that what you do? Is that what you do?
Yep.
Okay. That being said, let's go to number 5.
Go ahead.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
They're in my honorable mention.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was really the springboard that launched Jake T. Austin, David Henry, Selena Gomez. That was Selena Gomez's like first big break.
First big role, yep.
She had a guest starring appearance on Sweet Life, and then
I forgot all about that. Yep.
yeah, I remember I watched a lot of YouTube videos, and that was on there about her being in that. That was not something I would have remembered,
No.
but. Yeah, no, that was Selena Gomez's like first break, and then like I mean, David DeLuise was a great actor. Greg Sulkin was another character that came in later in the show, and he was in Runaways that I watched on Hulu. It was about
never seen that
Marvel.
either.
It was a Marvel show. You don't like Marvel, so
I mean, I don't not like Marvel, but I don't like make sure to run out and keep up with the movies and whatnot.
Yeah, no, that's my go-to. But I think I had to write her name down because I can never remember how to say it. But Maria Canales Barrera was the mom. You know the mom
She's
from
so
Wizards of Waverly
funny.
Place. But that was one of the first shows that I realized that actors and actresses also do voice acting and like cross-populate between channels, and they don't just like stick into one channel. Because like I watched Justice League growing up like nonstop. I would binge watch. I mean, when it wasn't even possible to binge watch back in the day when it was just like randomly run TV shows, but I would just watch over and over again any show I could get like my hands on for Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. And the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place was Hawkgirl.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's another one I never would have known. Don't watch any of those shows.
Oh, that was my favorite show growing up, Justice League. They did such a good job. It's a shame what's happening in the Justice League right now with DC.
Yeah, they're not handling it very well, are they?
I mean, I don't even think they're handling it at all.
Exactly. Who's your favorite superhero?
Overall or like
I mean,
Marvel, DC?
Marvel.
I would have to go right now. It'd be the Hulk. I really like.
Really?
I like a lot of the Hulk storyline, just the diversity that they can do. I think he's more so my favorite villain as the Maestro from the future.
Okay.
But in the comic books right now, they have the Hulk. He is basically Bruce Banner made the Hulk body into a spaceship that's powered by a mini Hulk inside the engine room that's like fighting monsters from parallel dimensions. Yeah, it's way out there, but I really like it.
All right.
Yeah. What's yours?
So hold on. Mark Ruffalo Hulk
So I think I
or
like
Ed
Mark
Norton
Ruffalo as
Hulk?
an actor. I think Mark Ruffalo's done a good job. I think Edward Norton did a better job as Bruce Banner.
I agree.
I'll be honest, Bruce Banner is an asshole,
Yes,
and
yes, he
Edward
is.
Norton,
Is an asshole. No.
and so I mean, dude doesn't even need the method act. He just does it. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. I think I like Ruffalo better overall, but
Hmm.
yeah, as Bruce Banner, I
I
agree.
mean, he's had more time.
My favorite's probably Wolverine.
Okay.
Wolverine or Spider-Man.
Now, like X-Men '90s cartoon Wolverine or Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Oh, easily X-Men '90s cartoon Wolverine. Yes.
I love the meme with him holding the picture.
That was my favorite. Yeah, yeah. My favorite action figure was the Toy Biz Wolverine that had the retractable.
Oh yeah.
Yep. My favorite. So my number 5 is one that you didn't ever hear of. It's before your time. The Jersey. I'm
Not a clue.
a big sports guy, and this one revolved around sports. I don't think the kid who plays the main character was ever in anything else,
Okay.
at least not on the Disney Channel. Um, but I don't know the name of the girl, but the girl in the show was also in. He was the love interest of the kid that turned into a mermaid in the 13th year. Do you remember that Disney Channel original movie?
I vaguely.
Ah, okay. Well,
Vaguely,
she had other
vaguely.
parts on Disney as well.
It was like with the fins, right, and the hands. Is that the thing?
He had he was a mermaid.
Oh,
When he got wet, when he
yes,
went
yes,
when he
yes,
got in the
yes. And
pool.
the mom was the mermaid, right? Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like adopted, but the mother mermaid like dropped
Yeah.
him off on the back of a boat when he was a baby.
Yes, I remember that now.
So the girl from the Jersey is his girlfriend in that. But the premise of the Jersey is this kid is given his grandfather's old like Letterman sweater, like vintage sweater that ends up being magic. So when he puts it on, he relives like historical sports moments throughout history.
So was it kind of like a sports version of Wishbone?
Yeah, actually, that's a
Okay.
great comparison.
There you
That's
go.
pretty much exactly what it
I
was.
have some good moments some days.
But yeah, I just loved it because of the sports aspect, and
Okay.
I related.
Okay. Sounds good. And, number 4.
Are we on me again?
Yeah, we're on you again.
Oh man, my number 4, Lizzie McGuire.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, Hillary Duff. What more can I say?
Oh my gosh.
I was a
It was a good show. It was a good show.
growing young boy.
Hey, do you want to tell the people what Liz McGuire was about?
What Lizzie McGuire was about?
Yeah. If they don't know, I mean, it's been a while since that show's been out. It was what, 2002?
Yeah, it's oh my god, 20
know.
years since Lizzie
That's what I'm
McGuire
saying.
came out.
Tell people what Liz McGuire is.
I mean, essentially, it's just your typical American family. The dad's a goofball, annoying little brother Matt, Lizzie, and it's about her and her. Was it high school or did it start like 7th or 8th grade and then lead into high school, something like that?
I think it was all high school, wasn't it? Because
could
they
have been.
did the movie.
Yeah. So yeah, it's her and her best friends Gordo and Miranda, and just their day to day life and hijinks and your typical like teenage years. Pretty much. There's not really much else of a plot. It's kind of just
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a lifestyle comedy.
yeah. I mean, it was your typical like if you grew up in that time, it was like a typical day in the life. Like I remember vividly the episode where Aaron Carter is coming to town and they like try to sneak on set and like meet Aaron Carter.
Well, I think one of the interesting about Liz McGuire was it also had the animated aspect to it too.
Yes.
Because it was like her inner dialogue was always the little animated Liz McGuire.
Yep.
So God, what was the there was another show that did something like that too. Like that inner conversation, like kind of like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Stuff.
There was probably a few shows that did it, but yeah.
I think she was like the first one to kind of set the tone to do that though.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it was a good show. Didn't crack my list, but it was a good show.
It's fair.
Yeah. So number 4, Even Stevens.
Ooh, we almost.
I know we're close. I think we're getting closer in the top there. You know, Even Stevens, Christy Carlson, Romano.
Even Stevens
Shia
is my
LaBeouf.
number 3.
We also had Stephen Anthony, Lawrence, Beans.
man.
Beans.
Bernard Aaron Yes.
That was a kid that like he has not changed how he looks from childhood to now.
Always ugly.
I mean, I was gonna kind of be nicer with it, but yeah, I mean, I was gonna say it wasn't really a good thing, but
No.
but
He's
he
just
was
a
good.
goofy looking dude, but he's got talent, so that makes up for it.
He does, and like I kind of wish he got his own little spin-off of like going to
People
like
would have loved
bother
that.
people.
Going to
I was
bother.
surprised they never
So you
gave
want?
him one.
So you tell me you want like Andy Milonakis show, but with beans?
Yes, basically.
Tom Green with beans.
It was, yeah, no, it was a good show. It was a good show. I enjoyed watching it. It was kind of like in my like just before my time of really getting into Disney Channel shows.
Yeah.
But I watched a lot of the reruns before they went off. But that is where I remember Shia LaBeouf from, right before Holes.
Oh, I
And
love
then he
Holes.
went into Transformers and then went off the deep end. And he's
I still
coming
love
back
him.
now. He was in
Have you
Peanut
seen-
Butter Falcon.
I love that movie. I was
Yeah.
just gonna ask if you've seen
Yeah.
it. But do you remember the episode of Even Stevens where he's trying to get like I forget it was their equivalent of Pokemon cards. And it's like the Grail card, and he gets it. He's sets his sister up on a date with that Stinky Sturkey or whatever. And he says that he'll trade him that card for a date with his sister.
It's like he was always trying to use somebody to get something.
Yeah,
Which was
that's
like I thought was an interesting dynamic because it's like Lizzie McGuire again. You had the younger brother who was just kind of a pain in the butt,
yeah.
but then there was never growth from that.
That was it. Yeah.
And one of the central plot points of Even Stevens was always Shia LaBeouf and Krista Carlson Romano getting into it,
Yes.
and whether or not it was resolved like that episode or a next one. It was kind of there was both the plot points, the resolve per episode, but then also like these little arcs of them like learning to be better people.
Yeah, no doubt.
Which is it's kind of something that I feel like the TV shows nowadays have gotten away from of like that must be a moral thing in an episode. It's been like stupid and like chintzy and jokes and
Oh, it's completely different.
Yeah.
The other big episode that I remember vividly is when they go to buy the like bootleg pair of sneakers from the guy at the mall, and they're like talking to the guy on the phone, and they what?
it's picking it
Can
up
you
with the
hear
mic.
it?
Yeah.
Messing with things. I don't even know where I was going with that. now.
The bootleg pair of sneakers.
Yeah, but totally lost
Yeah,
it.
it was just like it was a good show, and like the thing that I think was kind of great about it is the show was relatable.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, like it was always something that was like going on that whether you were 7 years old or 17 years old, you either understood Shia LaBeouf's character, you understood Renee's character, or if you were just kind of on the outside, you were Beans.
Pretty much beans, yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine most people were beans. At least people who are watching this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What's your number 4, Brandon?
We did my 4. Lizzie McGuire.
I just did my 4 too. Okay, so it's my number 3. I got you. So my number 3, Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb is in my honorable mentions.
Oh wow! Again, like I know I've mentioned that there are a few shows that have like these just like great voice acting casts. Phineas and Ferb is another one. Allison Stoner, Ashley Tisdale, Mitchell Musso, Caroline Ray. Like there's just some great shows, and again, like a lot of these shows catapulted some kids' careers. The kid that played Phineas went on to be in Game of Thrones and the Maze Runner series movies.
I had no clue.
I know. I did my research today, but just such a good show. And again, like these channels, like they had bops as theme songs. You can't go anywhere without someone saying there are 104 days.
Yeah. Dude, we talked about this one in the car too.
I know. So and like I didn't realize as a kid that Bowling for Soup wrote that theme song.
For those of you who don't know who Bowling for Soup is,
They do 1985. They do High School Never Ends. They do a great cover of Fountains of Wayne, Stacy's mom.
Yep.
Like they are kind of like a early thousands pop punkish band. And
Yeah.
I mean I don't know. I mean alt rock.
I don't know.
punk.
Who would you compare them to that other people
I-
would know?
I mean I would say they're like a goofier version of All American Rejects
When
and
Bare Naked Ladies got together and
yeah. What was the Aquanauts? If they had a band,
Oh.
but I mean you guys might not know who the Aquanauts are. They did have a special on Netflix though, which was pretty interesting. But I got to see Bowling for Soup in concert at Warped Tour, and we were at Atlantic City on the beach, and they started playing the Phineas and Ferb theme song, and the entire beach, like a mile long beach, was just all singing this theme song. I think
And
what
that, my friends, is the power of nostalgia.
that's the thing. That's what the two of us are about right now.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And super powerful.
Mhm.
But we can skip my number 3 because we already talked about Even Stevens. So
Yeah,
my
why not?
number 3 was Even Stevens.
Yep.
My number 2
Mhm.
is random. And a lot of people are going to be like, why would that be your number 2? But Bug Juice. It was short lived. It was only 3 seasons.
Okay.
It was, I'm pretty sure, only on during the summer because the premise of Bug Juice was pretty much day to day lives of kids at summer camp. And I would describe it as like a kid's version of like Real World on MTV. You know, it's it brings a bunch of kids from different parts of the U.S. together at this summer camp. First season was Camp Wasiata in Maine. It's a very long running camp. And you kind of just learned about the lives of the main kids that they followed around, and it was just very relatable. I want to say when it came out, I was probably about the same age as the kids that were on the show,
Okay.
and I never went to camp. I never got to go to camp.
Yeah, I went
Whether
to like
whether it was
day
a
camp, but
yeah, not even. But
Really?
this was like an overnight summer camp. I always was jealous. I always wanted to go, and they
you never did any like the school camps or anything like that?
nope,
Wow.
none of them.
Homebody.
Yeah, and then I mean, I did sports and town sports and stuff, but no camp.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just super relatable, especially like the summer love and kicking my water bottle
Just
over.
knocking things over here in the studio.
Um, there's like cheesy summer relationships, and it makes you think back to the summers of.
Were there any like standout cast members on that show? Because that again, Bug Juice is before my time, and like I was born in '93, so like I have.
Not really. Like no one went on to do anything. It wasn't really about acting. It was just literally just following kids around with the
Oh, so it
camera.
was
So
like reality show.
pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's why my comparison is Real
No,
World.
so it was like an actual reality show, or was it like kind of? I think we were talking about this the other day too. Like Disney Channel would often do like those reality-esque things, but they have like actual actors.
No. There was no actors or
So it
actresses.
was
It was
just like
literally just kids at camp, and they
oh,
were.
so it was like an actual like Disney Channel reality show.
Yeah,
That's
that's why
pretty cool.
compared it to Real World.
Okay, I got you. Listen, I'll be honest, I never watched The Real World either.
No, Real World, Road Rule. You were young.
Yeah, no.
You were too
I
young
was
for
always,
it.
Jersey Shore, GTL.
Oh yeah, me and my brother used to watch it every Thursday.
Holly D.
But oh yeah, and the whole name Bug Juice just comes from the drink that they served at camp. Just this sugary concoction.
That would probably be why when I went to some camps, we had bug juice.
Yes, exactly.
That
It
makes
attracts the bugs
sense.
from all the sugar that's in it.
Oh, makes sense now. Makes sense now. Well, we can kind of skip over my number 2 because we talked about it.
Did we?
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Number 2, huh?
Yeah, that was my number 2. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, mainly just because like you said, I mean Dylan and Cole Sprouse, Big Daddy. They were also Ben on Friends.
They were Ben.
Yep, and like there's I love them. Like I think it was weird that I also saw Big Daddy before Sweet Life.
Why is that weird?
Because like again, I was like maybe 10 when Sweet Life came out.
Yeah.
So to be 10 and have already seen Big Daddy multiple times at the point where I could quote aspects of it.
I love that movie.
Scuba Steve. I'm Scuba Sam, Scuba Steve's father.
Yep.
You got to take a bath.
Perhaps you prefer spaghetti and meatball?
Ooh.
Anyways,
oh my gosh.
we're getting off track here.
Back to Disney Channel. Adam Sandler. Wow. Okay. So this was I think it was your number 9.
It was my 7.
No. Your number 9 was my number 1.
Oh, gotcha.
Kim Possible.
Number
Kim
1,
Possible.
huh?
It is. I mean, like I'm just gonna read the voice acting cast again because this is great. Christy Carlson Romano, Will Friedle, John DiMaggio, Bender from Futurama was in this show. Kristen Storm, who's Xenon. We had Nicole Sullivan, who was the dog walker in King of Queens. We had Raven Simone, Patrick Warburton, Ryder Strong. I had to catch
You
myself
wrote
again.
Storm, didn't
I
you?
did write Storm, and then Taj Mowry, like that cast, like as actors and actresses, is
It's
already
huge.
stacked.
Yeah, yeah.
But like to then have them do the voice acting, it was great. And then like Brandon knows, I am a huge superhero like fan. So
He's got a Marvel versus Capcom
yeah,
arcade
literally,
just off camera.
yeah, and it's like I love the show. I love the whole spy thing. But then they started bringing in Shigo's family, the Go family,
Yep.
which was all about. There was a whole Shigo redemption arc, and Shigo is like, "Nah, I'm gonna be bad," and just like goes away after the whole redemption arc with her family, and just like continues to be evil. And it was so good. But it's like I loved the show. The movie was good, and like a lot of Disney Channel shows, when they got the movies, it detracted away from the actual show.
Yeah, yeah.
When they
for
did
sure.
the movie for Lizzie McGuire, I felt it was bad. I did
Mhm.
not
Oh, it
like
was
the Lizzie McGuire movie.
That's because it was terrible.
When they did the Phineas and Ferb movie, it was okay. It was actually probably one of the better ones, but again, it wasn't great. The Hannah Montana movie, awful.
There is an Even Stevens movie that was okay. They were like stranded on an
It's
island
like,
or
who did they
something,
think they were? Saved by the Bell, trying to do like the Hawaii vacation?
which was awesome.
Was, but it was also, if when you watch it, it kind of like takes away. But Saved by the Bell actually did a good job where it just stayed in line. It was like
It was like they went on vacation.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
one long episode, which is exactly what the Kim Possible movie does. It's like one long episode at the end,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was just great. And like I love Kim Possible. Kim Possible was a great TV show. I will watch it tonight before I go to bed.
No, you won't.
I actually will. I'll probably send you a text later.
Okay, so my number one's probably one you've never seen before.
Okay.
So Weird.
Yeah, I'm stumped.
So Weird was about this family. The mother, Mackenzie Phillips, plays herself. She's a musician in real life. And she's traveling with her band in the show. Um, and oh man, I'm having a brain fart of her daughter. Oh my god. The main character, her daughter,
Mhm.
for some reason I want to say Fiona, but
Mhm.
someone might yell at me because it might be wrong. Um, she has these not psychic powers, but she's very in tune
Mhm.
with the other realm. The show's very paranormal.
Okay.
So every episode has to do with that. So say like one episode they're staying in a haunted hotel at one of the they're driving all over the country on their mom's tour bus, and there's a haunted hotel, and there's another episode where they stop to the tour bus breaks down, and
Okay.
they stop to get help, and this little old lady feeds them, and she transforms them into vegetables.
That's so weird.
It's like exactly.
See what I did there?
I do. And that the lady ends up being some
Mhm.
troll from like some Russian legend or German legend or something like that. It is a very weird show. Um,
I'm a little skeptical about it, but
Yeah.
okay, I'll roll with it.
so the other two main characters, Fiona's brother and his best friend, also travel with the family. Both of them are from the movie Brink.
Oh,
So
okay.
the friend is Eric Von Detten,
Mhm.
the long-haired Brink, and then the girl's brother, I don't remember his character's name, but he plays Brink's best friend in the movie.
Okay.
It's a really good show. You should check it out.
I'll look into it. Maybe is it on Disney Plus at all?
It was. I don't know if they've took it off or if it's still on because sometimes they switch things out and whatnot.
I'll look up So Weird.
Watch So Weird.
I'll check into it.
It's very weird.
Now, were there any honorable mentions we didn't get to yet?
Let's see. Wizard of Waverly Place, Phineas and Ferb, Hannah Montana.
I had Hannah Montana, and then I actually scratched it out.
Did you?
Yeah, we were trying to do like top 3, and it didn't make my top 3 honorable mentions. It wasn't there.
Really?
Yeah, I honestly, if I had to put a 4th or 5th, it'd probably be there
Yeah.
solely for the Bone Dance episode. We're doing the bone dance. You're dancing, you learn them. No, okay.
I don't remember that episode at all.
When that episode came out, I was in middle school, and we were doing an anatomy class, and it was on the bones, and like that episode came out, and I remember learning part of the bone dance for class.
That's hilarious.
And well, it's funny because like now I'm a teacher and I use music to teach a lot of my lessons as a math teacher. So it's like there you go, starting Alex Young using music to learn things.
Look at that.
I know,
Life lessons.
I know, but then they kept doing the downward spiral of Hannah Montana.
Yeah, it definitely dropped off fairly quickly.
I will say I think I actually enjoyed kicking it after Hannah Montana was what Jason Earls went to after that.
I've seen maybe one episode.
And it was I mean, as a kid who did Taekwondo, it was like, oh, I like this show.
That's fair.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna throw out a show that I don't know if you remember it, House of Mouse.
Of course, I remember House of Mouse.
I loved House of Mouse.
I mean,
Like,
most kids probably did.
That is a show. So if you don't know what House of Mouse is, House of Mouse, it originally started as like I think it was a 5-minute short, which then ended up becoming its own 30-minute episodes, and it was Mickey Mouse like running this like jazz nightclub type of thing that had variety acts, and all of the clients and the participators in the show were just regular cast and characters from Disney. So like you would see like Maleficent, Jafar, and Ursula sitting at a table watching Gaston juggle beer steins.
Yep.
And
it was a really good show.
It was. That is a show like
it's like a Disney talent show.
Yeah, I wish they'd like bring it back as like little shorts on Disney Plus because I would sit there and watch it.
I haven't checked. Maybe it's on there.
I think the original show is, but they're not little shorts. And then I know another one that I had, American Dragon Jake Long.
I didn't like it.
Really?
I didn't watch that much of it, but
okay. I mean, I will say I liked the story from the second season more. I like the animation style from the first season. I realize I'm kind of a stickler with animation. If the style changes or it's not a style that I enjoy, I don't like it. I mean, I feel like not liking the style is a fair thing. But
that's
like
normal.
They changed the animation style between the first and second season,
and
it was like a drastic change.
Mm.
And he went from being like a bipedal dragon to like being a quadruped, and it was just weird. It was like yeah, that's the thing. It was like a vast change.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't be into that either.
And then it was just good though. Like I mean, it had Dante Basco as Jake Long.
Really?
Yeah, you know from Hook and Zuko from Avatar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, drastic changes like that really bother me. Like when they'll bring in a different actor to play their little sibling or something in the next season, or I hate it so much. It's such a turn off.
That's what like did you ever watch Roseanne?
Yeah.
So you know they changed the actresses for the sister there. When they brought back Roseanne again before it became the Connors, they had both actresses on the show. One of them was reprising the role as a sister, and one of them was playing.
It was Jackie, right? And
not Jackie. Jackie was the Roseanne's sister.
No, the blonde sister.
Yeah, yes. And Sarah Michelle Gellar was the I think wasn't that the other blonde? I don't know where that name came from.
I don't think so.
No. But yeah, no.
Maybe.
It's just like that switching of like actors and actresses.
It's the same thing they did more recently in Last Man Standing, the Tim Allen show. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the older sister.
Yep.
I know, and with Mandy too.
Oh yeah, two characters in that.
They did it with the older sister. They did it with Mandy, and they did it with Ryan. The one that the older sister marries.
Yeah.
Yep, and then also didn't they swap out Morgan in Boy Meets World?
Yes, they did.
Which both of us found out was not a Disney Channel show.
Not originally. It was eventually aired on Disney, but
I know. But it also was showed on like WB and Fox. Whoever would have known that.
And then TGIF was ABC, right?
Yeah, that was I think got its Friday airing stuff in the lineup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then my other honorable mention was Corey in the House.
That was a good show. I liked Corey in the House.
It was just another good spin-off. It was funny. It was fun.
Yeah, and then that was where the older brother, and Good Luck Charlie got a start.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a good show. I enjoyed Corey in the House. Corey in the House was a good show. Just funny.
They're all funny.
Yeah.
Almost everyone on our lists were funny.
Oh yeah, I don't think there was any. I don't think Disney Channel ever did like a drama show. I feel like their most dramatic show, which was again we just said wasn't a original, was Boy Meets World. I think that was their most like drama focused show.
Yeah, I can't think of any others off the top of my head that are like that.
But so after you texted me about Boy Meets World not being a Disney Channel show, and I was doing the research, and I was actually reading about the syndication process that they went through. Those like more heartfelt episodes, like when Sean's dad died.
Oh,
When
Chet,
Sean
yep.
and Angela, when Sean was trying to reel from that, and Angela and Corey were working on that, and they were drinking. And the episode where Corey and Topanga were contemplating whether or not to lose their virginity on prom night.
Yep.
The episode where they were in, was it Hawaii they were in for their honeymoon?
Mm-hmm.
All those episodes were pulled from the Disney Channel airings. They didn't
Oh.
run any of those.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, the episodes about like the prom night and the honeymoon, I get that. You don't want that for like the little kids, but even the allusions to like the drinking as like being a thing that like kids were dealing with.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, that's true.
And you had, Corey's dad come out and like snap him out of it. Like that was a real moment that,
Dude, super emotional.
I know, but you know what? I mean, people have a lot of problems with them. Just like even Disney, just like buying Fox and now having the rights to Deadpool. People had an
That's
issue
true,
just
yeah.
with that. Not even them putting it on a streaming service, just having the rights. But I mean, life is rough sometimes.
Especially right now. But anyways, let's not take a dark turn at the end of this
I know.
thing.
So I'm Alex. This is Brandon. This has been Nostalgia Junkies. And Brandon, where can they find you online?
The best bet is Instagram, RetroJunkCT. You can check out the ongoings at my shop and life. And yeah, how about you?
Yeah, so you can find me probably best also on Instagram or Facebook as Alex Forrest Music. And
Super talented musician over here, this guy.
Thank you. But
Too bad he's such an asshole.
Listen, I learned from the best. But yeah, so this has been Nostalgia Junkies, and stay tuned. We'll be back in another few weeks.
Thanks for watching.
That's all, folks. Thank you for listening to the Nostalgia Junkies podcast. Follow us on social media, subscribe to the podcast, and make sure to never miss an episode. Till the next episode.